Hi, I'm Caleb Maxwell, and the following performance is taken from David Mamet's Oleanna. Hope you enjoy. You see, I love to teach and flatter myself. I'm skilled at it. And I love the aspect of performance. I think I must confess that. When I found I loved to teach, I swore I would not become that cold, rigid automaton of an instructor that I had encountered as a child. Now, I was not unconscious that it was given me to err upon the other side, and so I asked myself if I engaged in heterodoxy. And I'll not say gratuitously, for I do not care to posit orthodoxy as the given good, but to the detriment of my students. As I said, when the possibility of tenure opened, and of course I long pursued it, I was, of course, happy and covetous of it. I thought about it long and, I hope, truthfully. I saw in myself several things in, I think, no particular order. That I would pursue it, that I desired it, and that I was not pure of longing for security, and that perhaps was not reprehensible in me. That I had duties beyond the school, that my duty to my home, for instance, was or should be, if it were not, of an equal weight. That tenure and security and comfort were not of themselves to be scorned and were even worthy of honourable pursuit. And that it was given me here in this place which I enjoy and in which I find comfort, to assure myself of, as far as it rests in the material, a continuation of that joy and comfort. In exchange for what? Teaching, which I love. What was the price of this security? To obtain tenure, which tenure the committee is in the process of granting me, and on the basis of which I contracted to purchasing a house. Now, as you do not have your own family at this point, you may not know what that means. But to me, it's important. A home, a good home, to raise my family. Now, the tenure committee will meet. This is the process, and a good process, under which the school has functioned for quite a long time. They will meet and hear your complaint, which you have the right to make. They will dismiss it. They will dismiss your complaint. And in the intervening period, I will lose my house. I will not be able to close on my house. I will lose my deposit, and the home I had picked out for my wife and son will go by the boards. Now, I see, I have angered you. I understand your anger at teachers. I was angry with mine. I felt hurt and humiliated by them, which is one of the reasons that I went into education. Well, all right, let's see. I find that I am sexist, that I'm elitist. I'm not sure I know what that word means other than it's a derogatory word meaning bad. That I insist on wasting time in non-prescribed, in self-aggrandizing and theatrical diversions from the prescribed text. That these have taken on both sexist and pornographic forms. Here we find listed instances. Closeted with a student. Told a rambling, sexually explicit story in which the frequencies and attitudes of fornication of the poor and rich are, it would seem, the central point. Move to embrace said student. All part of a pattern that I used the phrase, the white man's burden. That I told you how I'd asked you to my room because I, quote, like you. He said he liked me. That he liked being with me. He'd let me write my examination paper over if I could come back oftener to see him in his office. It's ludicrous! Don't you know that? It's going to humiliate you, and it's going to cost me my house!